What's going on, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of the Legion of Raw. There it is right there. Back around. I am here with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Vince Russo. How are you, Vince?
I am all right, Doctor. How are you, my friend?
I am blessed. Just like I always say, Vince, it's another day in paradise, man. Absolutely. Vince Russo, man, what's going on in the goings on when it comes to pro wrestling?
Bro, there's a lot to digest. I mean, there really is a lot to digest. But I'll tell you where my mind immediately goes. Because, Chris, you and I, we're not wrestling marks. This is how we earn part of our income. But we are professionals. You're a doctor. You got your clients. You got to practice. I am now the proud owner of a Airbnb, but I've owned businesses my whole life. Mm-hmm. So I'll tell you where my mind immediately goes. We saw a very uncharismatic, what are they called now? PPLs?
PLEs.
We saw a very uncharacteristic PLE from the WWE on Saturday night. Mm-hmm. What I mean by that is, we saw swerves and curves and turning things upside down, and we never see that. Mm-hmm. So that tells me right off the bat, because we went through the same thing last year. Triple H is very by the book, inside the box, mundane, and boring. How do we know that? Because we see that booking 10 months out of the year. Mm-hmm. Rock shows up WrestleMania time the last 2 years and just throw everything out the window. It's utter chaos. The biggest shock about Saturday night wasn't John Cena turning heel. It was the fact that the WWE actually did that. Mm. That was the shock. Mm-hmm. But let me get back to the business, because this is the first place my mind goes. So you had the return of Randy Orton. You had the return of Jade Cargill. You had arguably at least the second biggest turn in perhaps the history of wrestling, if not the first, involving Cena, Cody Rhodes, and The Rock. None of those five were on tonight's show. Now, here's the business part of it. Bro, if I'm Netflix and I'm in an executive position at Netflix and I have somebody smartening me up to the product, oh my God, you're not going to believe what they did Saturday night. They turned it upside down, this, that, and the other thing. And then I'm watching tonight's show with all the money I paid for this product, and of all the major things you did on Saturday night, none of them are represented on this show. I'm sorry, bro, but if I paid billions and billions and billions of dollars, you better give me a good answer of why none of that stuff was followed up on this show.
Absolutely, man. I agree with you 100%, Vince, and I couldn't have said it better. I agree with you 100%. You think that would be the case. You think that Netflix would want that. But I guess my question to you, Vince, is how much is Netflix even really paying attention to, as far as just like meticulously, how much are they paying attention to the WWE as opposed to any other,
Chris, I think they're paying a lot of attention. I think that's why we saw a lot of Saturday night. I really do, because I felt, and bro, I didn't watch the Chamber. I watched the highlights. But here's what I felt. a sense of urgency. Now, I don't want to say it was desperation. Bro, they're making $1 billion a day. They're not desperate. I'm not saying that at all. There was a feel of a sense of urgency. And come on, man, we've been tracking those Netflix numbers. We see the direction they're going in. And I really feel like somebody said, okay, guys, it's time to start doing something. I really feel there was that kind of an influence because they did something. But my God, I can't imagine, bro, in my time shooting a major angle at a pay-per-view with Vince and Austin.
Yeah.
And then the next night, neither one of them are there.
Well, the reason why I asked is that you said that you think that they're paying attention. But if they were paying attention so much, why in the world would Netflix allow the WWE to advertise 3 of the names that you mentioned, Cody, Jade, and Randy Orton, for SmackDown on Friday? And they could have just came on Netflix.
Because, bro, Chris, again, I know this because I worked with USA Network for like a couple of years. Bro, this is going to be their reasoning. This is going to be their reasoning to the to Netflix. They're going to tell Netflix, we want to sell the Cody injury. That's why Cody's not on the show. So that they're going to sell that. Then they're going to sell Netflix on Rock and Cena was scheduled to be someplace else because Netflix isn't thinking, well, then why didn't you shoot pre-tapes with them or something after the show on Saturday night? They're not thinking that way. So all Trips has to do is turn around and say, man, Cena's in Africa. Rock was booked. Oh, okay. So that's not why they weren't on the show. Yeah. You know, because the network execs, they don't know how wrestling works, bro. And even if those guys had a plane to catch, bro, they don't have this. Right. Oh, my God. Look at that. Look at that beauty. Yeah. This is all you need, Chris. This is all you need in 2020. Nobody owns that.
Yeah, The Rock did that last year. I mean, he cut a lot of, just amateur video from the phone promos and put it on IG, throughout the entire time. So
I don't understand this company whatsoever, bro. Whatsoever.
What do you think about Rock being more corporate than character in the post show? I didn't look at the scrums, but I saw clips and comments and stuff like that. Like, what do you think about that,
Chris? That is a great point, and I'll tell you why. I saw the press conference, and Rock was shooting. He was shooting, talking about characters and what his character was. And bro, I just have to tell you, then I'm watching, towards the end of the show where they played the package and McAfee and Cole are sitting like there. I can't believe this. In all my years, I'm still having, bro, Rock just told us Saturday night they're all television characters, bro. He just told us Saturday night none of this is real. And you guys are sitting there like two morons. Oh, my God, in my 20 years of knowing John Cena. Bro, I swear to God, Chris, the entire industry is so effed up because, like I said, I'm watching Rock late Saturday night. And then I'm watching these two guys trying to sell it like it actually happened and it was real. Yeah. Come on, like guys, what is it? But you at some point you got to make up your mind, man. This is either going to be a scripted television show or let everybody do this for real. Let them go out there and fight and wrestle for real. It can't be a hybrid of the two.
Correct. As if the audience are different between the Elimination Chamber and the post show. They're the same audience. Yes. They're the exact same audience.
And Chris, trust me. Listen, we all know that Mark audience will buy anything. We all know that. Yeah. But you got casual fans like me. Now I'm laughing at McAfee and Cole because I'm saying, did you guys not see The Rock press conference when he was talking about the final boss? Did you guys miss that? Bro, they look stupid. They look freaking stupid.
Yep. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man, but hey, just like we say every week, fans are just
Yep. That's it.
Right into it.
That's it, man.
All right, we got a lot of super chats for tonight. Let's do this. We got PGH in the building, $9.99. Of course, you get a cha-ching for that amount. All the record-breaking social media views and ESPN First Take talking about Cena heel turn, and you don't capitalize on bringing new viewers in by having him on the show at all. Crazy. What is so? Do you think so? Cena does the mic drop for the post show, which is good because it'll keep people talking. It leaves the cliffhanger. I like that. How do you use Cena from now until the next time we see him, which would be, he went back to Africa, right? So when the next time we see Cena?
Bro, here's the thing. It doesn't have to be Cena. It's got to be one of the three. Like, you've got to give us one of the three. To have none of the three, it does. I'm fine with it not being Cena. I'm fine with it not being The Rock. Cody Rhodes, bro. Let me tell you what they're starting to do with Cody. I'm telling you, bro. And I think, listen, Rock is a pro. Rock is well aware of everything going on and the way it's perceived and what's happening. Bro, they're making Cody look weak. They're really making him look weak. Vince, why are you saying that? Because, bro, you guys got to put the pieces together. Do you not remember Rock bloodied Cody, beat the crap out of him with his own tour bus? Bro, Cody never got a receipt from that.
Right.
He never got a receipt from that. And there he is in the ring with The Rock, and Rock showing pictures of that. Makes Cody look weak.
To your point, Vince, The Rock beat Cody last year. Like the receipt, like the main event of night one was the heels winning. So he didn't get the receipt at all. You
guys have to understand, Rock knows what he's doing. Now listen, I'm not. What is Cody going to do in the position he's in? This is a guy that perhaps has I'm talking Rock now, perhaps has the most power in the company, Chris. Perhaps the most power in the company. What is Cody supposed to do? Say, no, bro, I'm not going to do that. That makes me look weak. But they're making him look weak.
Yeah. I imagine, critics or people who push back to that will say, well, they're trying to have the baby, come from behind. What would you say about that?
Well, I would say a couple of things about that. First of all, bro, that's fine, but you can make the baby face come from behind, but they're making Cody look weak and stupid. You don't need to have the babyface come from behind. You don't have to make him look stupid to make him come from behind. And secondly, bro, you want to talk a shock? If Cena doesn't beat Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, that's a shock, bro. That is an absolute shock, because here's what they're getting to. The Rock will probably help Cena. So now you get the belt off of Cody. Cena's got the belt. And now you can eventually go to Cody and The Rock, which is, they have to go there at this point. But, bro, I'm all for the babyface fighting from underneath, because the odds are stacked against him.
Right.
Don't make the guy look stupid.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I can see SummerSlam being Rock, Cody, and Cena Punk. I could see those be two of the headline matches. Do you think Cena has the title and carries it into SummerSlam?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Or do you have Cody beat Cena and then Cody Rock for the title at SummerSlam?
Bro, you have to pay off. You've got to pay off that Cena turn. You cannot not pay that off with him not winning that title. It would be as bad as the finish of tonight's show.
You think that would logically be the factor, Vince, but could their mind be, we want to stack the deck for Cody to make him look good at the end, just like last year?
Well, if you really want to get sympathy on him, bro, you got to screw him again. I mean, that's, bro, see, that's the thing. You get heat on the bed. You could keep screwing them over. Just don't make them look stupid.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. And plus, you think that you wouldn't want the culmination to that a heel turn that monumental just happen less than 2 months later. You know what I mean? And so, but then you got him in Budapest, you got him in Africa. Like, did you do the turn just to stack the deck? Cody wins, and then John Cena goes back out and does movie stuff, and is not as full time as he's average. Clearly, I mean, he's not now. He's not full time now.
Yeah, Chris, I swear to God, like it's so funny here, man, because when Vince was in charge, when you watch this stuff long enough, you know what Vince is going to do. Yeah. Now Triple H is there long enough, you know what Triple H is going to do. Bro, when Rock is there for his 2 months, it's absolute chaos. It's like absolute chaos. And like that is really the only time where you don't know what they're going to do.
Indeed. All right, let's get to Taval, $5. Went to Elimination Chamber with a few people who don't watch wrestling. They were tuning in to see what John Cena had to say today, and nothing. There you go.
It's not us, bro. We are television viewers. I was comparing it to, Chris, you'll remember this, I swear to God. Bro, remember every 1966, every Batman episode, it would end with the dynamic duo in some kind of Jeopardy. This is it, and the Penguins got them. This is it, bro. Can they get out of it? Same bad time, same bad channel. And we tune into the next episode, and the Penguin isn't on the episode. That's the equivalent of what we saw tonight. It's the equivalent, Chris, of who shot JR. Yep. And the next episode, we don't even mention it, bro. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I think the WWE just, in their mind, they're like, hey, we have them at the palm of our hands, and we don't need that transition. And that's true.
But they don't have people like Taval and his friends in the palm of their hands. That's the problem, bro.
Yeah, neither do I think that they are really focusing on reaching out that much. You know what I mean? And so I think that's one of the biggest snags that they're going through. I mean, you think that they've been blurring the lines with the brand stuff, for weeks now heading into WrestleMania. It's like, how are you doing brand supremacy now and brand loyalty now with some of the biggest stories, but then you'll have, Bailey or somebody else come within the cross brand lines. And it's just like, you're just not really choosing the best people to cross these brand lines if you really want casuals to come back in, man. So,
And bro, I'm telling you, Netflix is going to look at the viewership of the first hour, then the second hour, then they're going to look at that. And then, like you said, then we're going to turn on Friday and we're going to see all these people.
Yeah. Not on Netflix.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. I mean, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
Bro,
and they went down to 10th, right? For viewers.
Bro, that's a lot of money they spent, bro. It's like paying Shohei Ohtani and sitting him on the bench.
Yeah. They've lost over 3 million since the inception, since January 6th. So in 2 months, they've lost over 3 million views. So that's not a good way. That's not a good way to review the first 60 days of the partnership there. Yeah. All right, let's see here. We got Awesome Sauce, $5. People saying Cena had a biggest heel turn ever, huh? Mega Powers exploding on NBC did 20 million viewers, or Hogan Andre Mania 3 and 93,000, or NWO in 96. I agree with Awesome Sauce, actually. I don't think that this is. Yeah, I think this is a huge turn, but I think it was cool. I think the Cena turn is what pro wrestling needed for this era. I think that's because it's bringing back casual fans. Is doing what it's supposed to do as far as turning heads and causing news. But when it comes to these turns too, Mega Powers exploding and Hogan Andre, man, they're up there to me, man.
Yeah, but let me push back against Awesome Sauce, who's a longtime brand member. Let me push back a little bit because I will say this. First of all, the Mega Power is exploding. Randy Savage never turned babyface. Randy Savage was always Randy Savage. So, you know, there was never a moment like that. He was always Randy Savage. Andre wasn't your typical babyface. He never spoke.
He was for a while.
But I'm talking about the Hogan promos, the vitamins and the prayers. Like Andre never spoke.
Okay, got you.
He wasn't never, like, you know, Cena. Yeah, he never spoke. Now the NWO. Okay, like that was that is the bar. Like the NWO and Hogan, that is the bar. Yeah. Is this turn better than that one? That I don't know. But the other two, I think this was a better turn than the other.
What about Michaels and Jannetty, though, man?
Yeah, but they weren't at the top of the card.
At the level.
Okay. Yeah, they weren't at the top of the card.
But it was such a pivotal turn.
Yeah,
like that turn, like Michaels and Jannetty, that turn really sparked, you know, the era of Shawn Michaels, you know, the Attitude Era. You know what I mean? Like it really sparked an entire era.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, you know, there's some critique about could this be a little bit too late when it comes to the turn because Cena's been Hollywood for a number of years now, so it doesn't have that oomph as it could have been. Could it be a little bit too late? I wouldn't necessarily say too late because it did what it was supposed to as far as turning heads and causing buzz, but could the timing have been a little off? You know, I mean, if this is a dart game, it's not necessarily the bullseye, but it's like close to the bullseye. I think that's a worthy critique for discussion.
I think it is too, but I will also say this: they needed it more than ever now.
Okay, how so? Why do you think that?
Because, bro, with Netflix and things falling off with these big deals, they needed to do something huge.
Okay, with the slump and the decline of the buzz. Okay, I can see that. I think that's a fair argument too.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. We have David, $2. Cena goes heel equals Vinny Roo back to WWE.
That ain't happening.
It ain't happening, but you know, we got this $1 million thing out right now. So all right, let's see here. We have Billy Rock, $1.99. Vince, what did you think of the ending of Raw?
That's a joke. That's a joke, man. That is an out. So somebody in that company is in love with Io Sky. I don't know who it is. The way Rhea Ripley was selling, that was an absolute joke. And the finish, come on, man. You think China would have ever been booked that way in a million years? In a million years, you think she would have ever been booked that way?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Let's see here. We have Rollin is in the building, $10. Friday, Vince predicted Rock would choose Drew for his champ. Sunday, two different wrestling podcasts said Dr. Chris Featherstone reported that Drew would win the chamber. Did your sources feed you false info?
I don't want to say it was false info. And guys, again, I will tell you why. Triple H has a pattern of doing everything safe. The logical choice was Drew. Without a shadow of a doubt, that was the logical choice. I'm telling you, bro, I think freaking Rock shows up the day of these shows, brings Brian Gerwirtz with them. They've talked about it. They've got a plan, and he walks in there and turns things upside down. Guys, you can't go 10 months and not see any kind of a swerve, and then Rock walks in for 2 months, and there's this unbelievable swerve. But I mean, put the pieces together, bro. So the safe bet here would have, without a shadow of a doubt, been Drew McIntyre, because the reality of the situation is, look at what they did with Drew. Yeah. They hurt him even more. They buried Drew even more. So I believe that could have been the original plan. but Rock walks in and just turns it upside down.
Yeah, I mean, even if Punk was originally supposed to win, the Chamber, that still would have been flipped upside down for The Rock coming in and wanting to work with Cena. I mean, there was nothing that could have been pre-planned that would have superseded The Rock coming in and flipping it over. Nothing would have been the case. So, I was given Drew McIntyre, clearly, that was incorrect. I'll talk about that. I talked about the more of that tomorrow, because this necessarily isn't about this, right? About my false, reporting, as far as if it was false info or not. I can't tell you that stuff. What was it false? If I knew if it was false, I wouldn't report it. Right. So that's what it boils down to. I'm not sure, but I will get into more detail as far as that on my show tomorrow. So we'll see. Appreciate it as always, Rowan. Michael Pastellano 199. Bianca's still not allowed to talk on headset.
God, bro, did you guys see Bianca's promo tonight when she was Bianca? Oh my God, that's what I'm talking about. She's so much better as Bianca than putting on that, ghetto, do the hair bullshit. She was natural today. She was herself, and then they got to throw that gimmick on her, which she doesn't need. This woman is a blue chip athlete, perhaps pound by pound the greatest athlete on that roster. She doesn't need that stupid stereotypical character. I could not believe she cut a promo as herself tonight, and it was great.
Yep. Indeed. Let's see here. We have Catman 699. Do you think they're doing the cage match next week because Netflix is wanting higher numbers on their show?
I definitely think so. I definitely believe so, guys. But I'm telling you, man, they're up what creek without a paddle when Rock goes back to Hollywood, man, because they're going to slide right back into that spot, and Netflix is going to be all over them all over again.
Yes, I mean, Rock's not even scheduled for next week. He's not even being advertised for next week as far as Raw is concerned. And it's like, you don't want to make him a SmackDown exclusive because Netflix is the one that you're really trying to appease right now with the new partnership. Yep. And so, like, you have Rock do this big turn, not advertised for next week. I mean, for this coming SmackDown, not advertised for Raw. It's going to cool off a little bit, and now you should have struck while the iron was hot this week, man. And
agreed, 1,000%, Chris. Yep. Yeah.
Rollin, $2. Drew eliminate first before Priest. What's up with Drew?
I told you guys, man, they've given this guy the bulletproof label because he's so good on the mic, but that label's wearing off now, man. Yeah. Because now it's
sad, man, because Drew was cooking when all the major stars weren't even there or was there not even being, really utilized the way they were supposed to. Roman was out for a second. Cody was having just random feuds on SmackDown last year. Rock wasn't even available. He wasn't even there. You know what I mean? So out of everybody on the entire roster, Drew was the one that was clocking in, clocking out, doing what he was supposed to do, cutting promos, really, really cooking throughout the entire year last year. CM Punk comes back and from injury, gets in a really good promo, ups his stock, but it doesn't up Drew's stock. And like, there's been such a history of Drew being utilized to up other people's stock. He did the same thing with Priest, did the same thing, with helping Roman, did the same thing with Gunther. And so it's like, you're having Drew McIntyre out of everybody being that bulletproof, even like good little hand status. And he looks like a main eventer, but he's been utilized like a mid-carder at best. Yep. And I think that is not the way to use Drew McIntyre, to use him as a launch pad to make everybody else feel good. Where's he going to cash out and all of it? So,
yep.
Not a fan. JG $5. Rhea losing to Io at this point in her career is like The Rock losing to Mysterio in his prime.
I agree. That to me was a joke, absolute joke at the end. And then people are telling me, oh, they're going to a triple threat of WrestleMania with Bianca. Who cares, bro? Yeah. Rhea Ripley got her butt kicked by somebody half her size. And keep in mind, they had Liv Morgan beat Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. We got Joseph Gonzalez. Chris, your spoiler about Drew was very wrong.
We got it, guys.
Thank you for paying $1.99.
We understand. We got it, guys. We understand.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a reporter was told a report, and the report was incorrect.
Yeah,
like that's never happened in the world of. Again, man, I'm gonna be cooking tomorrow, so I'm gonna save my cooking for tomorrow. I got a lot to say about this, and but. Hey, if you want to super chat and say I was wrong, hey, keep doing that. Awesome Sauce, $2. Hill Cena ends Mania drinking real American beer.
That'd be pretty funny.
Very nice.
Funny, yeah.
I like that very much so. Let's see here. Dez, Dr. Chris and Vince, love you guys. Lord Jesus bless you. You as well, Dez. The Creed stole the show. I'm good friends with Brutus. So proud of them. Pure wrestlers. I think that match was really good.
Yeah, I do too. But Dez, it's like, man, they've got to start giving these people some personalities, man. Like everybody's going out there and wrestling 20-minute matches, and we know nothing about them. I know nothing about the Creed brothers. I know nothing about Lyra Velcro. I know nothing about Otis. Like, They've got to make us care about these people, man.
Agreed. We got MA $5. I feel bad for wrestlers like Lyra Valkyria.
Did I just not say that, bro? Did I just not say that?
Like how is she champion? I have no idea what her personality is. She needs an actual story.
It's unreal, bro. We can go up and down this whole entire show. Like
very much so, man. Very much so. Let's see here. We got the final signal, $2. What if Cena doesn't retire this year? I heard saying. You think it could be a swerve? The retirement angle could be a swerve.
I don't think it's a swerve. But if he's a heel, he could not retire. You know what I mean? I mean, that could be part of, I lied and this, that, and the other thing. I mean, that would
be a swerve then if he's doing this whole retirement angle, he's got that would be funny though. That would be a really cool addition to this whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, that would give him a ton of heat.
Yeah. I would like that actually. West $10. Rock's turn at Deadly Games was better than Cena. You guys booked that perfectly. Not only that night, but weeks before. Cena dominating the chamber, then turning heel doesn't really make sense.
That's a great point that everybody is bringing up tonight. Guys, let me first say, listen, as great as the Cena turn was, there is still Rock's story is absolutely Swiss cheese. Okay, he's got all the power in the company. He's got the perfect champion. Okay, like Cody plays the part. Like Cody is the model champion. We still don't know why Rock didn't want Cody being his champion when he was a model champion. So that makes absolutely no sense. Another point a lot of people are starting to bring up is, why would Cena turn heel when he won the Elimination Chamber and earn the right to wrestle Cody at WrestleMania anyway? So why would he do that? Now, if he would have lost, that would have been a totally different story. Yeah. So that's what I mean, guys. Like, again, I'm a writer. There's a lot of holes in this story, man, and a lot of holes that have not been explained.
I'm with you. I mean, Cena won, so he's already Hollywood. He's already making a ton of money. He's already, semi-retired. This is his last year.
Yeah.
he's about to, he has more title reigns than any other WWE guy. I mean, Flair's not necessarily a WWE guy; he's more an NWA guy. So as far as like WWE known guys, been no other reigns more than John Cena, and he now cashes. Now he has a ticket to main event WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Why would he be going corporate?
What's The Rock going? What could The Rock possibly give John Cena that he doesn't already have? Now,
Yes.
now if it's a mid-card guy, yeah, we get that. You go from here to here.
That's correct.
But what could The Rock offer John Cena that doesn't already have?
That's the reason why I think Drew would have made more sense.
Drew was the perfect guy. Bro, you cut his hair, you put him in a suit. He was the perfect guy for this role. That's why I'm telling you guys, I feel that there was some pressure from Netflix, a sense of urgencies, because there's a ton of holes in this story.
Yeah. Because if you think with Drew, with all, like I said, he spent so much of his time last year the past few years making other people look good.
Right.
Now he wants to cash out and making himself look good now. And now he has an inside track with being corporate. I mean, it just makes more sense than if Cena doing it for sure. Yeah. Awesome Sauce, $5. There should be a vignette where Jey Uso is trying to sleep, and instead of counting sheep, he's counting yeet. Very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, counting yeet. I like it. Next we have Dez back in the building, 499. My prediction, Cody will be outnumbered at Mania. He's going to get destroyed. Roman would help him, which goes against his cousin and sets him up versus Rock.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that could work. I'll tell you what though, man, if I was the WWE, I would hold Roman Reigns off till WrestleMania. Because when all this goes away, they're going to need something. I would not use Roman between now and WrestleMania.
Why wouldn't he be advertised? He's one of the biggest stars in WWE. Why wouldn't you want to advertise?
Well,
he's not going to bring more people to the event, but
you would say you wouldn't advertise him, bro, because they have Rock, Cena, and Cody, and Orton, and Jade Cargill, but they ain't using any of them. So.
Right. Exactly. Roman's not. The reason I said Roman's not going to bring more people to the event because it doesn't matter what the main event is.
Right.
People are going to buy tickets regardless. But at the same time, he is one of the, if not arguably, top three, most important people on the roster. And especially like heading into WrestleMania, you want to give him some exposure. Now, why, in your opinion, if you're mapping all this out, why would Roman help Cody? Like, why would he help Cody and go against The Rock?
The same reason that Cena screwed Cody after he just earned his title shot, bro.
What's that reason?
They don't care about stuff making sense. You got to Roman and Cody Rhodes meeting at the football field made no sense. That made absolutely no. So that stuff, it doesn't matter, Chris. It doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah, I guess that's the reason why I'm disconnected, man. Because psychology and logic and things.
Chris, I want to ask you a question because this is interesting. When is the last time a WrestleMania main event ended with the heel going over?
Roman beats Brock to unify the titles. That was a few years ago.
Okay, and Rock was
and Roman beat Cody. Roman beat Cody a couple of years ago.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm just thinking because at WrestleMania they like to send everybody home happy.
Yeah,
but I cannot see Cena not somehow, some way going over.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's two angles here. I think Cena goes over, and you do Cody Rock and Cena Punk, or even Cena Roman at SummerSlam, or you again, man. I think it could be. I think it's a more plausible outcome for Cena to be used for this big heel turn to try to remedy the fact that he's not as full-time as he advertised to be. And so I think that there's a very big reason why Cena turned heel, to basically stack the deck against Cody. Cody's going to get his comeuppance again. He's going to win at WrestleMania. And then Cena's going to go in pastures until probably right before SummerSlam and cut a babyface promo.
Bro, you know what the freaking sad thing is, bro? I swear to God. The sad thing is the ages of all these guys we're talking about. They've got no mid-carders at all ready to step up in any of these roles. Yeah. None of them, bro. What are they going to do? What's that next wave, man? They better hope either AEW, either top guys leave AEW, or I mean, are there even top guys in AEW? I don't know where they're going to get top guys from when all these guys are done.
Well, you still have Seth, right? Seth is, he's still that guy who's the main event guy. Roman is still like he was very part-time about a year and a half ago. Who else is like up there though?
Well, I mean, Orton's up there in age. Orton's not.
Yeah, I'm saying as far as like who's there right now, who's a top guy, who's like a full-timer other than Seth right now.
A Gunther.
Yeah.
A Jey Uso. But guys, everyone we're talking about is in their 40s.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are all in their 40s, bro.
Yeah.
My God. In baseball, like you're done at 32, 33 in baseball, man. It's over.
Yeah. Yeah. They need to start working on that next wave for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We have Joseph Gonzalez 199. That Rhea Bianca mega match was there. Why EO?
Because somebody loves her. That's why. And I'm telling you, bro, somebody said Io Sky deserves to be in the main event at WrestleMania. I'm telling you, somebody there said it, and they're going to make that happen.
Yeah, to me, like I told you before, I don't understand the logic of cutting the line and having a title match after the chamber, and she didn't have to be a part. She lost the chamber match, and so that result was cutting to the front of the line after the chamber and then winning the title.
What did we just talk about? Stuff making sense.
Logic.
If we just saw it doesn't matter to them. I would love the conversations though, bro, in the room when they try to explain how this makes sense.
Yeah,
I would love to be a part of.
The fans will like it. No, don't worry.
I would love to hear how they talk sense into these things.
Yeah. Let's see here. We have Young Reckless. We should do a show on you guys. WrestleMania 41 predictions. I'm sure we'll probably get that in one of our shows. We have 3 shows a week together, so I'm sure that one of them will discuss WrestleMania 41 predictions. We have Gio 499. No joke. When Lyra Velcro came out, I questioned what is her character gimmick.
Yep.
What's the wings for, and what's the chanting for?
Bro, we got to remember when Velcro came in, she was doing a thing with Becky because they're both of the Irish descent, whatever they are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bro, that would have worked if they would have turned her on Becky, and then there would have been a backstory of maybe when she was a 12-year-old kid, she asked Becky Lynch for an autograph. I mean, something. But the problem was Becky kind of brought her in. They had a little bit of a bond. Then Becky left.
Yep.
So now there isn't even a bond with Becky. There's nothing. And there hasn't been anything.
I'm gonna let's do a fun little exercise. I'm gonna throw a name from anyone who was a part of tonight. I'm gonna throw a name out to you, Vince, and you're gonna tell me what their character is. All right. Let's start off real quick with saying some characters of old. What was Razor Ramon?
Oh man, well, what do you think of when you immediately hear Razor Ramon, the bad guy?
Yeah.
That's immediate. That's immediately what you think of, the bad guy.
Yeah.
And he was a bad guy. He was Tony Montana. He was not a nice guy. He would cut your throat. He was the bad guy.
Yeah. What about Kurt Hennig?
Oh, Kurt, Mr. Perfect. Perfect at every single thing he did. The perfect wrestler. And you could say, bro, that Kurt Hennig was a wrestler. You could say that, but bro, his promos made him great.
Yeah.
You see wrestlers today who can't cut a promo. So we don't care that they're great wrestlers. Kurt Hennig cut a great promo, cocky, confident, Mr. Perfect. Nobody was going to beat him at anything.
Very nice. All right, so I only need two. There's plenty, but I need two. Okay. So with those two, War Raiders.
I'm assuming they're infatuated by Vikings, but I don't know why we've never gone down that road when supposedly these guys actually live the lifestyle. We've never gone down that road except the ridiculous games they played with the Street Profits like 5 years ago. Remember that? And it was an absolute joke. There's a reason these guys are the way they are and look the way they do, and that's never been explained to us.
Seth Rollins.
Oh, my God. Bro, the first thing I think of when you say Seth Rollins, honestly, is, and I know I can't curse, that's why I had to bite my tongue, Chris, ASS clown.
Gotcha.
He's an ASS clown. Like that's what Seth Rollins is. He's an ASS clown. Bro, I saw an interview with Kevin Nash. I didn't see it. I saw somebody commenting it on Twitter. But Kevin Nash said, I like Seth Rollins when he's Seth Rollins. Stop with the fake laugh. Stop with and bro, like I swear to God, CM Punk carved him up. When CM Punk said, "You look like an oven mitt," and you look like an idiot. Yeah. You look like people are laughing at you, bro. Yeah. I don't know. I swear to God, Chris, I think I said this a long time ago. I think he does that to pop the boys in the back.
Let's go. Who's Finn Balor?
Well, I mean, when he was the Demon, we could have said the Demon, but they never really explained what the Demon was. I think Finn Balor cut one promo about being the Demon. One time he talked about it, if I remember it. But even with that character, cool entrance, cool look, and we never really got into it.
He did it more in NXT. He was talking about how he's the.
I'm just talking about WWE.
I got you. Yeah. He was talking about how he's an alter ego, and I think he mentioned that during. I know he had a feud with Roman. That was one of Roman's feuds for a hot second during Roman's title run. And I think he might have mentioned it when he was going against Bobby Lashley, because I think they had an Intercontinental Championship feud that led to WrestleMania, if I'm not mistaken. So there was a couple of times, but at the same time, we haven't seen Demon Finn in years now. So, I mean, like, who is Finn Balor now?
He's a guy from Ireland, and I know that from his accent.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's how I know that.
All right, one more. Let's do let's do who's Io Sky?
Vince. Japanese wrestler.
That's it.
What's the difference between Io Sky and Kairi Sane? How about that?
That's a good question for
what's Dakota Kai's gimmick? What's her character, Dakota Kai? She comes from where the Bushwhackers came from. I know that.
Yeah.
What else do we know?
She's a wrestler that fans like seeing her wrestle. I mean, that's really, I guess, who she is. Nothing stands out But hey, they love
Guys,
her.
like the perfect, like I swear to God, the perfect scenario is when you really want to think about it when it comes to television and characters and writing. Guys, and I wasn't a Friends guy, Chris, but if you watch Friends, you could break down the personality traits of every one of those
Mhm.
people.
Yeah.
You can go from A to Z. You know, Monica is A, B, C, D, and E. You can go, we know nothing about these. What do we know about Otis outside of how he looks? What do we know about him outside of how he looks? Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zero.
I mean, look at Winnie the Pooh, Vince, right?
Right.
Like they're all a product of, Christopher Robin's, dream and imagination. And so you have Winnie the Pooh, who's just carefree, just, just chilling, just give him my
Silly,
honey. Yeah,
happy-go-lucky,
just
doesn't
give him
have
my
a
honey.
problem
I'm
or a
good.
care in the world,
Yeah,
gets his head
exactly.
stuck in the honey jar
Yeah,
because he's not cooking with all 4
yeah,
burners.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. He's usually the guy that people come to, the vent to, and he's like, it's gonna be okay. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Then you have Rabbit. He's more ornery. He's more, he's more of the grandpa with a little bit of edge to him as far as just being a little bit cynical. You know what I mean? Al's the one with who's he's
Why?
sagacious, but saying he's got a couple screws loose that he spells things a little bit wrong, and letters the wrong way, but he's sagacious. You know what I mean? And then you have Piglet, who's very anxious, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And he just goes around just super anxious. And so everybody in that Winnie the Pooh cast, they all are friends, but they all have very unique characteristics, man. And so
Chris, we can
absolutely.
do that. We can spend the next 10 hours doing this because I could bring up, okay, Chris, let's talk about Charlie Brown and his gang. We know
Exactly.
who Charlie Brown,
Yeah,
we know
yeah.
who Linus is,
Linus,
we know who Lucy.
Lucy. Yeah. Yeah.
Wrestling is the only thing where they're all wrestlers.
Yeah.
You know, that's like you take Pooh. Where did they live? What was that woods called?
Oh, I'm sure the SK Nation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be okay. They all live in the forest.
Yeah.
That's how wrestling is, man. They all wrestle. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. They all wrestle. All right.
Yeah, that's right. That's gonna bug me as far as where they stay. SK Nation,
The enchanted something.
Thousand Acre Woods.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Thousand Acre Woods. Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. We have Ime $2. Gunther got booked 50-50 again versus Otis.
See, that's I got to tell you though. See now, Ime, like that would be okay because of the size of Otis, but it's not okay when Gunther goes 50-50 against everybody. That's the problem, man. If he's dominating people and then all of a sudden he goes 50-50 with Otis, now Otis gets over. Yeah. But the fact that he goes 50-50 with everybody, Otis doesn't mean anything.
100%. 100%. I stand corrected. 100 Acre Woods.
100 Acre Woods. Yeah.
Someone said 1,000, and then people are like, nope, 100. So thank you for that. Let's see here. Robert Rose, $5. So John Cena not winning after turning heel is like giving Hogan the title a month after Bash at the Beach. It wouldn't make sense.
I agree with that, but who knows?
Yeah. Again, man, I think stacking the deck for Cody is that's been a running thing. I mean, it was 2 years ago, with the whole bloodline thing for a while. It was Sammy that was the thing, and then all of a sudden, Cody beat Sammy. I think it was like on a Raw or Sammy lost to Roman, and then it went to Cody stacking the deck for Cody. Cody lost. Last year they stacked the deck with Cody with Rock and Roman in Bloodline. Cody won. Now they're stacking the deck this year for WrestleMania with Cena and Rock. So,
bro, you know what's interesting to me, Chris? Though, like, and I'm telling you guys, this is what I'm talking to you about: baggage, things that we don't know about, and the part of professional wrestling that is ugly. Bro, remember Cody's whole thing was, I got to finish the story. I got to finish the story. That was the whole thing. So we had to finish the story, and everybody went haywire when, The Rock was going to step in and he wasn't going to finish the story. Remember all that?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, what's the difference between that and CM Punk? I got to headline WrestleMania. What's the difference between those two stories that they felt they needed to pay off Cody, but we don't need to pay off CM Punk?
I think they'd say with Punk probably less reliable as a right now in his time, at 46 years old, 47 years old almost. Basically, they probably think that he's less reliable as a top guy than Cody, who's 39 or 40 now. So I that's what I think that the argument would be when it comes to Punk versus Cody. Let's see here. We have Final Boss engage. $2. Would corporate Russo shave and cut Kevin Nash's hair?
Chris, people don't believe me. I said I'm not shaving or cutting my hair in 2020. Look at that beard, bro. Look.
Very nice. Very nice. Look at it. Look at it. That's big man would say. Would you cut Kevin Nash's hair?
Never.
No? Never. Let's see here. You have Rollins is in the building, 499. It's no big deal, especially since your sources are usually spot on. YouTube podcasts are saying that Drew was deceptively giving out to throw everyone off. That could be the case. Again, if
who's are?
ARE.
Oh, they are like they are saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. That Drew was. I mean, that hey, again, if these podcasts know my sources, who's been spot on for several months now, I can give a list of the accuracy of my reports. I'm not going to do that right now because we don't have the time for it, and it's not about this right now. Again, I'm going to save this for tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, if I was given Drew, hey, I was given Drew. That's really what it boils down to. I'm giving information to share. And if it was a throw off, okay, I'd take the bullet for that, and we'll move on. So, all right, Seals 199. I wish you spoiled Royal Rumble on these marks. Very nice. As far as Jay winning, darned if you do, darned if you don't, man. You can't spoil anything, and you can't get anything wrong with the policing of the IWC, Vince Russo. I'm sure that you've been a victim of many people calling you every type of thing across the book, and twice on Sunday.
Oh yeah,
indeed. Live and Uncut Music Media Group, $5. Why don't someone redo the Mr. Perfect character? It's seriously the perfect heel.
Yep. Yeah. Why not? Why not?
Who you think would be good for that?
I mean, it could have been, but I mean, it could have been a guy like Chad Gable.
Oh,
could have been.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. All right, let's see here. All right, let's go through the list. Go through the lineup. Vince Russo, what we got, man?
Yeah, we got the CM Punk, pipe bomb State of the Union address. He called Brock a bald fraud having a midlife crisis. Then he went on to Cena and Rollins, and then we had the big brawl. Guys, if this is me, man, I am carrying this brawl out throughout the entire show, Chris. I'm fighting outside. I'm fighting in people's backyards. I'm fighting in the middle of the street. I'm fighting in a deli. I'm carrying this out throughout the entire show, especially if I know I don't have Rock, I don't have Cena, and I don't have Cody. I would have carried this out throughout the entire show.
Yeah, I think that CM Punk's segment here was money. I think it was great. I mean, the ability to be told a name and just cut us on the spot promo like that and it be money. I think CM Punk has a pretty secure, at least should have a pretty secure job when he retires as a promo coach. I think that was really, really good, man.
Yeah.
And I like this segment. I think it was a good segment.
I did too, but I don't know why they didn't carry this out throughout the entire night. Like, serious, that's what I would have done. You know, I like this segment too, but they should have played it out more. But that's just me. Bro, you're right again. They're teasing another member of the clubhouse. We got the same exact promo in the clubhouse that we get each and every week.
Yeah.
We said last week, Chris, we said, guys, they did the Tozawa thing to get Otis and Gunther next week, and that's exactly what they did. And I just got a note here, bro. We talked about it a little bit. Bro, they've totally wasted Otis. Just absolutely. This guy is so unique. Yeah. Nobody looks like him. He's got a personality out the wazoo. It's like, you look at, how do you miss with Otis? How do you miss with Bray Wyatt? How do you miss with the Wyatt Six? How many times do we have to keep asking that question? How do you miss with?
Yep.
So many people, bro. But
I think this, I like this. I like Otis showing. I mean, I know the 50-50, that's a critique, but I mean, if you're going to go 50-50 with anybody, I mean, look at Otis. I mean, he can go 50-50 with anybody. And I do think it was a good showing for Otis. I wasn't a fan that he got so many licks in with Gunther, because Gunther's the one that needs to be stronger in here. I'm like, okay, so if he get those many licks in with Gunther, do something with him. Let this be used to elevate Otis in some way, but it's not. I mean, he's going to be in the same type of position that he was beforehand.
Yeah. And this is also, guys, this is how you kill characters. And remember, I say, man, you got to protect every character. So I like this segment ending with heat on Gunther. Gunther up. I like it. The heel up heat. But here's the problem, Chris. Then we go in the back to Jey Uso, and we get a promo from Jey Uso, who leaves without a shirt in Buffalo weather.
Yep.
Why wasn't Jey Uso looking for Gunther?
I agree.
I don't understand that, because you look weak. You look like the guy beat my arse, and I'm not going to go after him tonight.
Yeah.
You look weak, man.
Yeah, I think it should have been more. I mean, keep the heat on Gunther. Have a promo, have an interview with Kathy Kelly or Jackie Redmond. Go to the doctor's office. I mean, go to the doctor's area. Have him, sell his neck. You know what I mean? Like, have one of them go to the room and cut a promo with Jay holding his neck, and then say, I'm going to get back to Gunther. You got the nuances, man. You got to play with his nuances. You just got choked out by Gunther, and you just walked down, backstage like nothing happened.
That's how you hurt a character. That's how you hurt a character. You hurt Cody Rhodes by him taking that beating and not showing up the next 2 days later. You hurt that would have. Austin could have been in a cast from head to toe, and he would have showed up on Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
So that's how you hurt characters. Yep. God, Chris, I swear to God, they do now. They got Karrion Kross doing the same thing. I still don't know what Karrion Kross is trying to do. Yeah. I still don't understand what he's trying to do. To you?
I do not. Absolutely not. No, I have no clue.
Sometimes
he's with Scarlett, sometimes he's not. Now he's not with his Final Testament anymore. It's just, I think they see that there's a potential money in him because he's such a unique character, but they have no clue what to do with him. But they don't want to lose him because they don't want him to go out to other promotions and just really thrive the way that he could. And so they see something in him, they just don't know what to do with it.
Then we had Niall and Velcro with the Velcro going over. I don't know how she's selling the knee, and then she presses Niall and the knee doesn't collapse. I don't know.
I personally would have had Ivy Nile and the Creed brothers both win the titles tonight. I think that could have been a good story, that an undercard story of Chad Gable coming in. The people, all three of them have championships, and why not drop them to the baby faces at WrestleMania. You've got over a month and a half left for WrestleMania. Use these next 6-7 weeks to build up the heat on the heels with Chad Gable for them to drop it to the babies. Instead, what you're going to do, you're going to have more just random matches leading into the 7 weeks and maybe some multi-person type of deal to have a "this is awesome" moment at WrestleMania with no story behind it. So it's like, come on, man.
Then we had at least we had Rollins and Punk brawling one more time. So that was good. They announced next week in the steel cage. We had we had Ludwig Kaiser and Penta. I'm just glad they're giving Ludwig Kaiser TV time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's so good, man. But I think that they haven't built him strong enough to make me care, man. Honestly, I mean, he's got so much potential. But if you're going 50-50 and you beat Pete Dunne to try to get the Penta, and now you still, didn't get the heat at the end of the segment against Penta, you're probably going to lose to him. I just don't think they're utilizing the way they should.
I agree. We had the Bianca Belair out of character, talking like a normal human being, which I liked. We went back to the Rock Cena replay for the 97th time. I got a conspiracy theory for the Chad Gable in the box.
All right, what is it?
You know what's in the box?
What's in the box, Vince?
A Wyatt 6 videotape.
Very nice.
Okay. Thank you. We had the War Raiders and the Creed Brothers. Good match. And I got in parentheses here with the War Raiders. Do something with them.
Yeah.
They at least give me some character to your champions. Like, can we at least, that should be a rule of thumb. If we put the belt on somebody, once that belt is on them, let's concentrate on that character. Yep. Let's give that should be a rule of thumb.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I think the War Raiders, again, this next 7 weeks, I think they should have dropped the title tonight. And I think that you could have easily had them go out to the Viking and try to regroup themselves, trying to get a refresher and things like that. You could have had Valhalla, be a part of it, prep them up from losing the titles, and they come back and say, okay, well, we're going to try one more time. We're going to, we've got our refresher, we've got our swagger back, we've got our prep back from her. And so what we're going to do is that's going to lead a story to go against the Creed Brothers. We've already seen with these past 2 matches that they can cook in the ring as a tag team match. That both of the matches were impressive, and just give me more story behind it, with the War Raiders trying to get their bearings back, and then cash out on WrestleMania. You'll have a trilogy there.
Yep. I like it. We had a recap of Zayn and Owens. We had an LWO promo. Then we had the business with Braun Breaker and Finn Balor getting Carlito and Dominic involved. God, does anybody take more bumps than Dominic Mysterio?
Oh man, I don't think so. For sure.
We had Cena, Rock, and Cody again, and this is when McAfee and Cole could not believe. They could not believe that 20 years. And I got in parentheses here. Did you guys not see the Rock press conference? Like maybe somebody needs to smarten you up that none of this is real. Rock kind of made that real clear to everybody. Then we had the Jay Otis gimmick that we just talked about. Then we had the main event, bro. I'm telling you, this is exactly what it was. Somebody there who champions Io Sky said that Io Sky needs to be in the main event at WrestleMania. They probably will make it a 3-way, but I don't know how a Liv Morgan beat somebody that looks like Rhea Ripley. I don't know how an Io Sky beat somebody. This is where Rhea Ripley's got to stand up and say, guys, like, really. But you know what? Again, bro, you know what category she's falling into now, Chris?
What's up?
The bulletproof category. They love her. The people love her. They love mommy. All she's got to do is cut a promo and say mommy's over on top. So we can have Io Sky beat her and it's not going to hurt her. Bro, you keep doing that. It hurts them. And it's the same. I'm telling you, bro, her and Drew are getting a lot of the same treatment.
Oh, yeah. Why'd they have her play a heel in this match, though? Like what? Like the segment with Bianca was heelish. Why'd they do that? And not only, and it stemmed from Bianca wanting Io to get back into the ring because she wanted to see, a fair match. Somehow Rhea interprets that as she's cheering for Io. Even if she was cheering for Io, why would that allow her to get distracted from the match? It just logically, again, Vince, it just didn't make sense to me.
Well, logically, again, I mean, we talked about who we didn't get. We couldn't at least have gotten Bianca Belair getting some kind of an explanation from Naomi. Like we didn't even get that. We didn't even get that. Like Bianca Belair waiting for Naomi. Hey, I've been calling you all morning. I thought we were riding to the building together. This, that, and obviously you're trying to. We didn't even get that.
Yeah. Because that could have been a good cliffhanger for Jade. If you didn't want Jade here, at least give us some loose ends, filled in by having backstage segments of Bianca talking to Naomi, calling her, texting.
Bro, you know what again could be an explanation for that, Chris? That a lot of this stuff was added at the last minute. Raw is already written. Yeah. So maybe the Jade Cargill thing was a last minute thing. Have her attack Naomi. They already got the show written for Monday. They don't have time to rewrite it. So just don't have Naomi on the show.
Yeah, just don't have. Yeah.
Because other than that, Chris, it makes no sense.
Yeah, but you think though, Vince, like even a small tweak of having Bianca, even in her promo that she had backstage, her phone could have rang.
Right. Yep.
She could have looked at the phone and said, "Oh, I gotta go," and that's, "Hey, you all right?" And it's just that's how the segment ends.
Chris, I got to tell you something. When we were doing if we were doing a Sunday Night Heat and then a Raw, or a pay-per-view and a Raw, or a Raw and a SmackDown, Chris, if something happened that wasn't supposed to happen and that we didn't write, and we saw it, Chris, we were up the whole night making the adjustments. I can't tell you how many times that happened where it was like me and Ed are watching. Oh my God, bro, that wasn't supposed to happen. We got to cover that now. We go right back to the hotel room, take out our little notebooks. That happened all the time because there's no reason that was not covered in any way, shape, or form.
100%. Absolutely. All right, we got a few super chats on the way out. Let's do live and uncut back in the building. $2 a rock and Cena celebrating heel Epstein. We have Young Reckless 199. Chris Russo, what the is the Wyatt 6 no WrestleMania 41? That's a good point, man. All this Wyatt 6 stuff, and there's no payoff at WrestleMania for all this Wyatt 6 stuff we saw.
I mean, bro, if they see that's the whole thing too, bro. Like I felt at the Elimination Chamber, bro, the Bianca Belair story should be with Jade and Naomi. I really felt Alexa Bliss really needed to win that match. And that's where you could have tied that Wyatt 6 right in. That could have been another great swerve. They show up, they help her win that match. But I don't know, man. I mean, they've been doing a flashing gimmick.
Yep.
So we'll probably see them soon.
Yep. Ryan, $5. The show started off hot with a brawl. Shouldn't every show start that way?
Yes, Brian. Yes. Yes. Yep.
We got Rollin $5. Google's top 3 heel turns are Hogan at Bash, Austin at 17, Shawn versus Jannetty. What about Stephanie turning on Vince or Vance Montreal screw job? Well, DX was already heel, so I guess the turn would be McMahon as it becoming heel. Would you consider that as the McMahon heel turn?
I didn't see the Austin. I never saw WrestleMania 17. I did not see that.
I wasn't I mean, it was shocking. It was shocking. It was shocking, but
was it believable?
It was weird, man, because it was Vince and Shane went against each other that WrestleMania, I believe. Great match. And then at the end of the WrestleMania 17, McMahon just walks out during the match between Austin and Rock. He just walks out. And then he helps Austin beat The Rock. And then Austin just starts like wailing him with the chair, and then they shake hands. And that was it. I mean, and then Austin's heel run was funny, but he didn't become corporate. He just was heel. He just became a heel version of Austin. So yeah. I mean, he did some funny stuff though. I mean, him and Angle and the Invasion stuff was funny. He had all the Invasion members come in the ring and he's just start roasting the Invasion members. That if you need to go back and check the YouTube of when Austin was just roasting everybody from WCW and ECW. That was funny. Yeah. Live and uncut, $2. Vince, did Dutch seem lost, like not there, got jabs?
What's got jabs mean?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
All right, let's see here. We got live and uncut, $5. They need to have me, Mysterio's kid, come in as Eddie's kid now, show old Angle and give him a character. What a waste instead of having to chase a Ripley like WTF. What you got on that, Vince?
I'm a little confused by it.
I think this is what Dominic should
be Eddie's kid.
I guess. No, I'm not sure. No. Let's see here. I think we finally got Instagram wrestling story and $2. Andre the Giant's heel turn is on the list. I mean, I thought that was great, man. I think Hogan, rips the chain.
Oh yeah, no, I think if you ask me what was the most memorable moment in the history of professional wrestling, I would say when Andre ripped off Hogan's chain, without a shadow of a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt.
It's just what led to that. I mean, it was Andre was he wasn't the poster boy. But at the same time, like as WWE was starting to become big, the whole thing was he was like undefeated for 15 years. He was the king of the battle royals. He was the man that would carry the woman on top of his shoulders. And he was like this big gargantuan, just large in life, walking down the ring. Everybody loved him. He had the afro with the trunks. And he just looked like an amazing circus person. You know what I mean? Like he was great. And he had that type of allure to him. And he was Hogan's boy. And it was shocking that you would see this big afroed battle royal king, lovable giant. And then Bobby Heenan just starts to creep in and say, hey, you see that trophy's a little big. And like this, it was amazing, man. I loved it. And then Andre rips the chain off, and Hogan's like, "Not like this, brother." And I thought it was.
I got to go back. I got to go back and watch that.
Yeah, it was an amazing heel turn to me, man. Let's see. Rollin $2. Rock was involved in Austin and Cena's heel turns. That's true. Yeah. We got G Holland, $5. Whose voice was used for Cass Hayashi La Parka lip live on Thunder. Remember that, Vince?
I think it was Ed.
Was it Ed
I
Ferrara?
think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Ed. Yes.
Very
Yep.
nice. Very
Yep.
nice.
Yeah,
Michael
that's
Capuano
a good one too. Michael's going way
Visco,
back.
yeah,
That's a good one, man. That's a good one, bro. Yep.
Visco turning on Bruno was shocking. He had to be
Yep.
kept quiet for 3 weeks due to the TV tapings.
That was a good one. Yep.
Yep. All right, Vince. Let the listeners know where to find you, my man.
Yeah, guys, there's going to be a lot of good chatter this week. And if you've never been a Patreon member, you can get a free week of the brand, man. Get it this week. This is going to be a good week, man. Patreon.com/Russo. TWC. Cost you nothing for a week.
Love it. Tomorrow, of course, Bill Apter and I, we're going to have a return guest tomorrow too. So be sure to check that out. And then Pancakes and Power Sams after that. I'm going to talk about the psychology of spoilers. Why do people like wrestling spoilers? Just spoilers, period. I'm going to talk about the psychology behind that. Of course, my Patreon. I'm going to give just the rundown of the Drew stuff and all that fun jazz. So be sure to check that out. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here is Vince Russo. I'm Dr. Chris. Also sauce. That's become a thing for him. This is the Leads of the Raw. Have a good night, everybody. So long. There's the WrestleMania point, ladies and gentlemen.